Good morning. I'm Christine Dunbar from SpeechModification.com, and this is my Smart American Accent training. Welcome to our Friday live question and answer class, where you can bring your questions about the American accent, pronunciation, intonation, and communication in American English. I'm happy to see you here today, and I'll be happy to answer your questions regarding American accent training. Each Friday in our class, I also like to give you a quick tip that you can use right away to start improving your American accent, so we'll get to that at the end. And today I'd like to talk a little bit about intonation and how we have stressed syllables and unstressed syllables in words, and how that affects the vowels in words. So we've looked at this before in particular words. I have videos showing you how the vowel will change between a clear vowel and a reduced vowel if the syllable is stressed or unstressed. You can see some of those on my intonation playlist. Hi, good morning. You can also go to my channel page and search for the word that you're looking for. I may already have a video about it, or you can leave me a comment and let me know what you're struggling with, and I'll let you know where on my website or on my channel you can find the answers to your questions. So feel free to ask your questions this morning at any time, and I'm going to start talking a little bit about clear and reduced vowels. So first of all, what are clear and reduced vowels? We have in American English a lot of vowels where we're not actually saying the vowel sound. Most typically, what vowel we're saying in these contexts is the vowel schwa, which sounds like and this mostly happens in longer words where we'd have a stressed syllable that's clear, it's longer, it has a clear vowel. I'm fine, thank you. And where we have unstressed syllables that tend to be reduced, shortened, and have that vowel schwa, or sometimes the vowel I or another reduced vowel. So, and this helps our listener to hear what the word is in American English and to hear where the stress lies. So often I use the example of the word banana. We have 3 letter A's in that word, but we only say the vowel in the middle syllable. That's the stressed syllable. So on the other 2 syllables, I say the sound the schwa, banana. And so this happens in many words. It also can happen in connected speech on the less important words. So those are called reductions. You can see lots of examples of that in both my Real Talk videos and my reductions and linking playlist. But a simple example would be if I'm talking about I'm going to go to the store. I don't say a clear vowel on to, or even really on the. I shorten both of those. I'm going to go to the store, so the to becomes more of a t, vowel schwa. The vowel almost shrinks entirely out of that. At any rate, you can see lots of examples of how this happens in running speech in my videos. But what I want to talk about today specifically is some words that you can look at and practice on to notice the difference between the clear vowel and the reduced vowel when something is spelled the same. So we'll be looking at some groups of words where one word has the letter spelled vowel, and the next, thank you, nice to see you, and the next word has the same spelling, but the vowel is no longer clear. It's now in an unstressed syllable, and so it's reduced. All right, I'm going to check and see what you had to say. Sorry I didn't answer you right away. How do you naturally present this? Pronounce this, because when I say it, you don't hear the TH. So I'm wondering, do you hear another sound? Do you hear more of a d sound, like a D? When I'm saying this, when I say it naturally, this one, that one, I'm not really stressing the TH. I'm not holding it a long time, this. But you may need to practice saying it with a more exaggerated TH initially to get that position correct and to get that American TH sound on the word. So I'll tell you this. I'm trying to use this a lot when I'm saying some sentences so you can hear how I say it. You can definitely hear that I have a TH there. This is easy, this is fun, I don't want to do this, I love this. But for me, if you were to switch over, the tendency is for the TH, does this, does this. Okay, so you're saying when you say does this, it sounds more like does this, does this. And I don't think that's a reduction we naturally do in American English, because if I don't hear the sound, does this work? Does this work? You could maybe get away with it, but it might be difficult for people to understand what you're saying. Does this work? Does this? I think what you're noticing there, I'll get to your question in a moment, is that when we say does, it ends with a Z, and we start with the of this, and the Z and the are a challenging combination of letters, and we aren't really saying clearly, excuse me, does this with a break. I go from the Z sound right into the TH sound. Does this, does this. And in order to do that, I have to move my tongue from the Z position, which is behind my teeth, zzz, and I have to move my tongue forward between the teeth and then pull it back. Does this, does this, does this. So the Z kind of glides right into the TH. If that's challenging for you, I would just suggest practicing does this with a little bit of a break. Make sure you get the TH in there, and then you should be able to speed up. I'm going to see what the last chat was. Just a moment. Okay, so we had a question from Shweta. You're welcome. She says, I want to know how to pronounce bio, mantra, and how do you pronounce happiness, careless, the ness and the less at the ends of these words. Okay. So bio, I'm thinking you're saying that as a short version of biology. So I would say just bio with it's the vowel I and then the O, and it's 2 syllables, bio. Mantra, the ah has the ah vowel like not and hot, mantra. Happiness, careless. The less and the ness are happiness-ness. It's an example of the reduced vowel that I'm going to be talking about, where I'm not really saying happiness with an eh vowel like an E. I'm saying it more like happiness. It's more of a reduced to an I vowel. I do want to show you, I had in mind that you might find it useful to see what resources I use when I'm checking. So of course I can think about a word, I'm a native speaker, how do I pronounce that? But sometimes I want to check and see, do I pronounce that the same as most Americans, or do I have an idiosyncratic pronunciation? Or how do British people pronounce that word? Because many of my clients have a tendency to use sometimes the British pronunciation rather than the American pronunciation based on their language background or what they've been exposed to. So I typically will use the Oxford English dictionaries, and I like the Oxford Learner's Dictionary because it gives me a lot of information, a lot of resources about the word. So let's just check for you on the word happiness. Sometimes we have, if there's a root word like happy and then there's a verb version or happiness, you may not have the full version. Okay, so what I'm going to show you is that when I just have this setting on English, it'll show me both the British English and the American English, and it'll also let me play those. So I'm going to play the American English.
Happiness.
And I can hear someone saying it, and so then I can imitate that. That's really helpful. The other thing that I can see here is the IPA symbols. And so we'll talk about how to read those. You can check that in my videos, but also I can see that that last syllable, that's an upside down E, that's a schwa, the n sound, the reduced sound that we're talking about today. So happiness, I would probably say it more like happiness with a little bit of an I vowel there, but happiness, it's a reduced vowel in that last syllable. So, and then if you want to check just the American English, you can click here, and I recommend using, you click on American English and then it'll show you just the American English version. So let's search for that. Let's see, we'll look at your word mantra. So when I click it, type in mantra, and I have it set for American English, then it's not going to show me British and American English, it's just going to show me American. I can listen to the word.
Mantra.
and I can see what happens there. It's the vowel ah, like in hot and not, and it's a schwa in the second syllable because it's unstressed, mantra. That little line there before the mon shows me that that's the stress syllable, mantra. Let's listen again.
Mantra. Mantra.
Okay, so that's a really good resource. Of course, you can ask me and I will make videos and explain how to pronounce words, but I really like this Oxford Dictionary because for the most part, I feel like they have the very standard American pronunciation, and also it gets you used to looking at those vowel symbols and using those to help you understand what vowel sounds are in the word. Okay, so that's a great segue into talking about clear and reduced vowel sounds, because many times the questions are, even though mantra has two A's in it, one of them says ah and one of them says mantra. And that's because the first syllable is stressed, it has a clear vowel. That's basically a rule we use on many words. We may not always have a fully reduced vowel to the schwa sound, but it's not always going to be a clear vowel. So let's look at some examples of some words where we can see a clear vowel and a reduced vowel. I do have a lot of videos explaining how to say the clear vowel sounds and how to navigate American English spelling to know what vowel you're going to be using. Again, I do always recommend using an online dictionary to look it up, listen to it, hear it, get that vowel in your mind, help it affect your listening filter for vowels as well. But let's take a look at some words. I'm going to show you those on my iPad as well. And I just uploaded a video about this yesterday, so you can check it out on my website, speechmodification.com, and also on the video about clear and reduced vowels. That's on my playlist on my channel page. And so the words are pairs of words. So we have first the words at and attend. And you can see they both start with the AT, but at uses a clear vowel a, because it's the only syllable, the stressed syllable in the word, versus attend, it becomes a schwa. Attend, tend has the stressed syllable. You're very welcome, Shweta. I'm glad to be helping you. Another example, office. We have the vowel a for the OF, and that's the stressed syllable, office, versus official. It becomes the vowel schwa. Office, official. Here's another tricky one. Man, vowel a, but that same spelling in the word woman is the vowel schwa. Man and woman. That's because this is a unstressed syllable and it gets reduced. I'm not going to go through all of these. You can see that in the video. At the end, I'd like to point out, though, however, a couple places where I hear a number of, it's typically an error for people. So we have be and before. And in the word before, it's no longer that E vowel like I have in be. I don't say before or before. I say before. It becomes the reduced vowel. It's vowel I, like in it and is, or different, before. Same thing with to and today. I don't say today, although I do hear many of my clients saying that. I reduce that vowel to a schwa, today. So same thing for today, tonight, tomorrow. Because it's unstressed, the vowel gets reduced from oo to the vowel schwa, today. So today and before are a couple of words that you can practice on to have a more American pronunciation and a more American sound. We say those quite a bit. And to think about how we do reductions. Today is a good one because we also do that for the word to. So if I'm talking about TOO, I'm going also. Or the number two, TWO, I have two of them. Then I'm using the pure vowel oo. Those words typically are stressed. They have the pure vowel. But if I'm using the preposition to, as in to the place, I often will say to the place. It's often reduced because it's a structure word. It doesn't carry a lot of content. It's not an important word in the sentence. And so this is another place where you can start to notice and make a difference in your intonation patterns, where certain words are less important and they tend to get reduced, shortened. Other words need to be stretched to convey the meaning, to show that that's an important word in what you're saying. So 2 is a good place to start. You can practice with repeated phrase practice by saying things like to the place, to the office, give it to me rather than give it to me, give it to me, give it to her, etc. So I hope that helps you understand a little bit more about what it means to have a clear vowel or a reduced vowel. Again, I suggest taking a look at my video and vowel playlist to understand vowels a little bit better. Okay, we have another comment and question. Dr. CJ Victor would like to know how to say daughter, law, office, brought. Do they all sound the same vowel? I'm a bit confused. Yes, so lots of different spellings for that vowel, vowel ah. And again, this is another place where the dictionary is going to help you, and learning the vowel symbols is going to help you. Sorry, I'm trying to pull you back up so I can see the video. Okay, so daughter, law, office, bought. Those were your words. And this is the vowel in those words, the ah. Father is not as rounded. So when I say the word father, that has the vowel ah. Father is more like hot and not fa. It's an open vowel. Father. Versus law, daughter, I have to have rounding. So this vowel is, I think of it as being spelled like this because of the word law. And in my vowel anchors, I use caught, law for this vowel. Father is more like hot and not. It's open and I don't have rounding. So that's the main difference between these two vowels, the ah and the ah. And you may find, I'm not sure where you're located, but in the US, there are Americans, native speakers, who do not really differentiate between ah with the rounding and ah, which is just an open vowel. And so you may not have very good models for this. That's true in the Northwest. You're welcome. It's also true on the East Coast and in some other places. But there are two distinct vowels there. And the other issue with this vowel here in father is that in words like water or watch or want, it is this vowel, the ah vowel, but because I have rounding with the w, it ends up shaping that vowel a little bit. So sometimes water sounds like water, but it's a little fuzzy. It's a little bit of a gray area between ah and ah. And I find it just helpful to use that online dictionary, look for this symbol for the ah and this symbol for the ah. And on some of those words, you may find the dictionary has both pronunciations as an option because Americans will do both. So thank you for your question. That's a really good one. Okay, so at any rate, for today's quick tip, I suggest that you go to the website and look for some extra practice materials for clear and reduced vowels, and you can do that at this link. And you can get more help for vowels, clear and reduced vowels, and syllable stress on my website and on my playlists. You can go to the channel page and search for what you're looking for. You can also make comments and I'll direct you to where to find it, or make a video for you if I don't already have it. And I also wanted to let you know about another live broadcast coming up this weekend. Or if you're here in the Seattle area, you can come attend my free class. I'll be teaching a class Sunday afternoon, Pacific time at 3 p.m. at the Issaquah Library. And we're going to be talking about accent error patterns, the most common ones, how to correct them. It's going to be a bit of an introductory class, so if you've never come before, you can still come. If you've come to one of my classes before, you can certainly attend this one and you'll get lots of new information. If you'd like to attend via YouTube, please subscribe to my channel and click on the bell for notifications. You can turn on notifications and they'll let you know every time I'm going to be live. The event is already there on my channel page. You can click on that and get a reminder to attend on Sunday afternoon. And if you do attend on Sunday afternoon via YouTube, I may not be getting to your questions that day, but go ahead and ask them and I'll come back to the video and take a look and answer them after the fact. Because I'm dealing with a live classroom, I'll be dealing with the students in there and I can't be necessarily always looking at my screen to see your chats and your questions, but you can ask them and know that I'll get back to you on those answers. So I hope to see you on Sunday at 3 p.m. West Coast time here in the US, or you can watch the broadcast later. I always put my live classes on my live stream playlist, so you can go back and take a look. I welcome your questions and your comments. They help me know what videos are most useful for my students, and I am always creating new materials for you. So thanks so much for being here this morning. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I hope to see you on Sunday. I'm Christine Dunbar from Speech Modification. Remember, if you want to sound American, you can do it. SpeechModification.com.